hunting,
fishing,
cooking,
camping,
conservation,
travel,
gardening,
photography, family.
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 This is the Outdoor Ruhls podcast.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. Well, Caitlin, what did we do today?
We attempted to go ice fishing.
Well, we didn't attempt to go. We went.
We ice fished. It's been a year since we've been ice fishing. We only got to go one day last year. We've talked a fair amount, I think, on the podcast about, there being some limitations with ice conditions in New Mexico. So when it opens up, we like to take advantage of it, and it opened this week.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was January 31st of last year that we went, and today is February 1st. And it's like, I look forward to ice fishing all year. Some years we have kind of longer seasons. Sometimes it even opens before Christmas and makes it through most of February.
Yep.
But some years, like last year, it was literally open for, it might have only been one weekend.
Yeah, I think it opened during the weekend.
Like it opened on
weekend,
a Monday,
and then
was open.
Right,
and so
like
this
that.
year is kind of, we'll see. Could be the same thing. Like it opened on a Tuesday. We went today is Sunday. And who knows if it'll still be open next weekend. So lots of anticipation to go ice fishing.
Yeah, for sure.
Got up at 3:30.
3:30. Mm-hmm.
Got the boys up.
Yep.
Necie came.
Necie was here earlier than we were even planning to leave.
Yep. GT's out of town.
Uh-huh.
Necie hates getting up early, by the way.
Oh, I know.
She loves ice fishing, though.
Yep. But she did walk in and say, what did she say?
Oh, I don't know. What did she say?
And she walked in at like 4:15 this morning. She said, "Oh, we sure know how to have fun, don't we?" I think that's what she said.
Anyway, drove all the way up there. Fished for about 6 hours.
Yeah.
How was it?
Caught nothing.
Not a bite.
Skunked.
Totally skunked. I mean, literally, we changed spots. We made like one major move.
Yeah, and that was us and friends.
Yeah,
fishing.
Right. Like 5 adults and 4 kids, all doing some amount of fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, I had tip-ups out for pike with some sucker on them, with some cut-up sucker that I was really excited as baits, and then all that with the electronics down and everything. One time, it was like there's a fish down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were actually in 10 feet of water at that point, and it was clear enough. Necie looked down the hole and could see the pike.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a little gem.
Yeah.
That was maybe the one unique experience for me of the day. But anyway, nothing. So
we didn't see anybody else catching fish either.
No, I literally did not see a person with a fish or fighting a fish, and there were lots of people on the ice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think just a weird day. Who knows?
Yep.
But I thought that the idea for today's podcast would be expectations versus reality.
Mm-hmm.
All the times where you've built something up in your head or you had some idea about what something was going to be like, and the outdoors handed you a different version.
Great anticipation.
Yeah. So I think what we'll do, if it's all right with you, is we'll just call some people.
Okay.
We'll start with Matt. How about that?
Sounds good.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hello. You're on the
Yes?
You're on the podcast.
Oh.
He's just as excited as ever to be on the podcast, Caitlin.
Is it the podcast, or is it how he sounds every time you call him?
Maybe a little of both.
Mm-hmm.
So, Matt, we were just talking, Caitlin and I were just talking about our day today, which was basically that we waited a year to get out ice fishing and super excited about ice fishing, and it wasn't great. Didn't get a bite. And so that puts me in mind of like other experiences that we've had like that. So that's what we're going to do today. And I was wondering if you could think of a story or two where we really built something up, or you really built something up in your mind, and then when we got there, there was some reason why it didn't quite work out.
I mean, does getting married count?
I guess. Was it an outside wedding?
No.
Oh,
Rules were involved, though.
there were rules involved. Yes. Well, that wasn't exactly what I was thinking. No. There's a couple that I can think of, and I'm just curious if they're similar to yours. If you have an idea, go for it. If not, I'll hit you with one or two.
No, go ahead.
Well, the one that jumps to mind because we still use a term for it was when you and Caitlin and Tim and I went to Canada. And
Yeah, I know where this is.
All right, where's it going?
We were getting martied.
We got martied.
Mm-hmm.
What's the story behind what we say? What we mean when we say getting martied?
Well, we're on this guided fishing trip, and there was one certain guide on that trip whose name was Marty, and he was quite possibly the most useless guide I've ever met.
And
he's pretty good at fishing.
He was very good at fishing. You and I fished with him the first day, Matt.
Yeah,
because we were split up on that trip, like
we'd
two people per boat per day.
Uh-huh.
So like you fished with your dad the first day, Matt and I fished together with Marty on day one. And
Yeah.
how did that go, Matt?
well, first off, the trip was supposed to be musky fishing, which we quickly found out we didn't really want to do like 12 hours or 10 hours a day.
Yeah,
and so I think part of the reason that he was a little bit the way he was is because he wanted to musky fish and we wanted to catch fish, so we asked to walleye fish, and he didn't really want to do that, is what I think was part of the problem.
Could be.
But anyhow, he was catching fish as the guide pretty steady, and we were not catching anything. And so finally, I don't know if it was you or me, asked him like, hey, what do you think we're doing wrong? Like, what should we do different? And his response was, some fish just like the way some people smell better than others.
Yeah, he was.
I guess they like how Marlboro cigarettes smell.
Yeah, that's right. He did chain smoke essentially the entire time.
That's
too. So maybe it was the Marlboros.
What I really remember about that, we were Lindy rigging, which I had never really done before, which is like a specific technique. Not hard, but especially once you got the hang of it. But Marty just sat in the back of the boat with that rod hanging over the side and a Marlboro in his mouth, smoking and catching walleye one after the other.
Yeah.
Matt and I are in the front of the boat like, what are we doing wrong? And you're right. That's exactly what he said. I just think fish like the way some people smell better than others.
I fished with him one day and he did the same thing. Maybe it was you and me then. Or maybe it was me and my dad.
It was you and your dad.
Yeah.
And then
it was frustrating.
And then that was the last day that Marty fished with us because your dad made a request.
Like, no more Marty.
Yeah, I think your dad, gently or not so gently, told
No,
the lodge.
it wasn't all that gentle. We were on the dock ready to get in the boat and essentially told the owner of the place, like, we're not going with that guy again. So then they gave us some other guide, and poor Marty had to shovel stone into wheelbarrows all day. Because they were building the building.
He was pretty useless, as you said, though. Like,
yeah.
He was catching fish all day, and we were not.
And he was definitely not friendly.
No. Like, you felt bad asking him questions.
Right. Matt, there's two others that come to mind that are Great Lakes related. Do you know what either one of those might be for me?
Maybe the first time we went to Lake Erie to try to catch smallmouth on our own.
Yeah, that trip, what I remember, I must have been in college because Craig Lucas was with us, right?
Yeah, it was definitely that time frame.
Yeah, so I have
I think that was really the beginning of when Lake Erie smallmouth fishing was getting good.
Yeah, it was like it was good by then. It was really getting a reputation.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a college buddy who I'm still in communication with, Craig Lucas, who listens to these. Shout out to Craig. Craig grew up in that part of the world, and really he's like the best sort of Great Lakes area fisherman that I personally know. he does all kinds of things now with smallmouth, not only in Lake Erie near where he grew up, but other parts of the Great Lakes system. And he's really experienced with steelhead fishing. But anyway, he kind of knew a little bit about what to do, and we went up there. I think we had like 5 days to fish, right?
Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
And of those 5 days, 4 of them, well, like the first one, we got out on the lake just for like an hour or something before the wind
Yeah,
got.
and if I remember right, I think we caught a fish or two in that short period of time.
Yeah, like we got just outside of Presque Isle, caught a fish or two, and then it got so windy it blew us off.
Yeah.
And then the next 3 days, you couldn't even think about launching the boat.
Well, I don't think that's completely true. You couldn't think about leaving Presque Isle Bay.
Right.
I think we fished in Presque Isle because I don't know when else I would have fished there. And we caught some largemouths fishing shallow, but not what we were trying to do.
I thought that might all have been part of the same day. But anyway, you couldn't get out on the main lake.
Yeah.
And then the last day, I was like so excited because all of a sudden the wind forecast was basically nothing.
Right.
And how did that go?
Well, the lake was dead flat, like not a ripple. You could see your bait, we were fishing mostly tubes, I think.
Yep.
In like 30 or 40 feet of water, you could actually see your bait on the bottom.
Yeah, like
which meant if you could see your bait, there were no fish there.
It was It was just like glass, and the water was crystal clear. And like you're saying, you didn't move at all to the degree that you could just look straight down at your bait hanging straight down below the boat. And we fished and fished and fished, and I don't think we ever caught a fish that day.
Not that day. We didn't.
No, and I was just like, I had been so excited to get up there and experience that Erie steelhead fishing, and man, it was just impossibly tough. It just didn't work out at all. And you know what? I've still never been on Lake Erie to experience the smallmouth fishing when it's good. I've never done it.
Yeah, I was out with Dad after that a couple times where we caught some fish.
Yeah.
But I've never been out there when it's spectacular.
Right.
Now, we didn't know what we were doing, and I still wouldn't know what I'm doing without going up there and spending a bunch of time there.
Yeah. The other one that I thought of was my first steelhead fishing experience on the Salmon River in New York.
Well, there were a lot of those trips for me run together because I essentially feel like they all started and ended the same way. Great hope and anticipation.
Utter disappointment.
And then utter disappointment because we didn't catch anything for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I've been up there to the Salmon River, which is an absolutely famous tributary to Lake Ontario in New York, and I've never caught a fish out of it.
No, me neither. The only fish Dad caught one.
Yeah.
One in like I don't even know how many trips.
And that's
a story all in itself.
Yeah, at some point we really ought to tell that story, but Dad did catch a big steelhead on that trip, and in the process dropped his glasses in the river. And they were in a hole that was deep enough that his plan was he wanted one of us to strip down.
Yeah, we could see him on the bottom. It was like 6 feet deep or something.
And he was going to hold us by the ankles and shove us down in the river so that we could grab his glasses for him. And
and it was like 15, 20 degree weather, and the water was barely above freezing.
Oh, man.
And we didn't do it.
What else do you have kids for?
We refuse.
It was that trip, I just remember being so excited to go fish for steelhead, and then it just being so cold and feeling like we just fished and fished and fished and fished and never got a bite. And then it was exciting when Dad caught that one, but yeah, I guess that's kind of the lessons that you learn sometimes with outdoor stuff. Is it just can really build it up in your mind, and then the reality turns out not quite match your expectations.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well,
I mean, there's definitely some salmon trolling days where that come to mind now that we start talking about New York, where we would go up to troll for salmon and essentially you'd fish an entire weekend and really not catch anything.
right. Or maybe get one bite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how the first time I ever went was. I mean, I was only ever on the boat for one fish, and it was that great big king salmon.
Yeah.
Yep.
It reminds me of Poppy's saying, I don't know if it originated with him, but he says it all the time. The fishing was great. The catching, not so much.
That's true.
That's right.
I guess
There's a lot of days like that.
I guess if you can temper your expectation to where it's only that the fishing will be good and you're not worried about the catching, then you'll never be disappointed.
That's right.
That's easier said than done.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure can get frustrated pretty quick.
No.
Especially when you're talking about traveling and doing something new and unique. And
yeah.
Yep.
No doubt about it. All right. Well, thanks, Matt.
Yep.
We'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Hello?
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mike.
You're on the podcast.
Hello, everybody.
Caitlin's
hey, Mark.
Here. Hi, Caitlin.
Is Rachel
She's everybody.
with you?
She's coming, yes.
Okay. So let's see. We told the story about our ice fishing day today, and so that's got us telling stories about when things didn't turn out the way that we expected them to. And we just talked to Matt about some fishing stories, but you weren't involved in any of those, so I think we're safe.
Yeah.
You got anything that fits this description?
Well, I think we touched on it briefly once before on the podcast. What? Yes. Okay, bye. Anyway, this is high quality production.
So Rachel won't be joining us?
Apparently not. She doesn't have anything.
When we asked Matt about stories that things that didn't turn out the way he expected, he asked if marriage counted.
Oh man!
All right, go on.
So 2 summers ago now, I was all excited because I was going to get to go on a true fishing trip with my boat and my brothers and my father and Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
What do we have? 3 full days or 4 full days of fishing planned, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And due to unforeseen boat failure issues, we got to fish a day and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
day 1 was great.
Day 1 was great.
And honestly, the beginning of day 2 was really good.
It was. Man, we caught fish like the dickens. And then he broke my boat.
Somewhere about 9:30 in the morning, things took a turn. I did not break your boat.
Were you operating my boat when it broke?
I was operating your boat when it broke.
Well then.
Which just proves how serious the issue must have been. You had a highly skilled and experienced boat operator, and it still broke.
You do own the most boats out of all of us.
That's true. Now,
how many of them work? How many of them are seaworthy right now?
Well, I mean,
one of them's not here.
One of them's at the boat shop.
At the boat shop, so.
and I will note that has issues with both of the motors that are on it.
And we probably used it like 3 times between now and the last time it was in the boat shop.
Oh, that is such an exaggeration.
Okay, 5?
Maybe 5.
I feel for you, Mike, because Rachel over exaggerates how little we use my boat.
Yeah.
From time to time here. She says, "Oh, we've only used it 4 times." I'm like, "Please."
Right.
It's way more than that.
Hyperbolic.
Didn't you have issues getting your boat to the boat dealership? Or the boat repair guy?
No. Although that is actually that is actually a really good story that goes exactly with this, which was when we got that boat, Poppy and Mima hauled it all the way from Pennsylvania to bring it here to us. I took it out with Poppy and tested it. But it was a kind of a weird spring day, and we didn't catch any fish. And then the very first time, it was like, all right, we finally have the boat that is big enough to take the whole family, including Caitlin's parents. Everybody's going. We get an hour and 20 minutes from home, and Caitlin says,
I just saw something fly off of the trailer.
like, fly off of the trailer?
Yeah. Something at the wheel flew off.
And I'm like, no, that doesn't, you're seeing things.
Uh-huh.
We went about 200 more yards in the wheel. The whole assembly, hub and everything, tried to come off of the trailer. I don't know. There was nothing holding the wheel onto the trailer anymore.
By the time we pulled over, 5 minutes later.
Exactly. Everything was just shredded in there.
I can't believe that. And what's amazing to me is how well you have me trained, because we were in the Sequoia and I was sitting in the way back, and I was just doing the thing where every few minutes I turn around and make sure everything looks okay with the boat and the trailer, and I just happened to see something fly off.
That's Poppy's influence, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh man.
Mike, to be fair, boats are a terrible investment, and our wives should not allow us to invest in them. It's kind of really on them.
It's really their fault when you think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I know. Any sane person would stop me from doing this.
By this argument, we should go back to Matt's first point.
Exactly. You chose this. This is your fault. Oh my!
So,
now I'm slightly worried that this is going to turn into an inflection point in our marriage when Caitlin's like,
"Is any of this permissible in court?"
I hope not. You got any more, Mark?
Well, so I'm going to shift from fishing to hunting.
Okay.
So 3 years ago, I didn't tag out in archery season, which is pretty rare. So I got to go up and hunt at deer camp with a rifle. And before that trip, the land that Matt was hunting with a rifle had sold. So Matt was kind of like back and forth on what he was going to do and where he wanted to hunt. And so we started reading the regulations and started looking into being able to use e-bikes. Okay. So on Black Friday, I think it was, or pre-Black Friday sale, they had these e-bikes for sale. It was like a buy to get a whole bunch of stuff free. So Matt and I went in and we bought these e-bikes together. We were all excited to use them. They came, he put them together, I was away. He had a few accidents with them, I think, before he even saw the product.
Yeah.
He wrecked one of them, which we've told before. And so we went to camp, and the Friday before the season opener on a Saturday, we rode all our gear out to this spot way back in this trail and set everything up. We rode it back out. Got up the next morning, and when I went outside, Matt was sitting there, and he was like, I'm kind of scared of these things, which in hindsight, after he told his bike wreck story, was brilliant advice, because they are kind of dangerous.
Right.
But he said, I don't think I want to go. He said, I think I'm just going to stay back and you go. I'm going to hunt around here. So I said, okay, fine. So I got up to the spot I was going to get my e-bike out, and I got in the parking lot, and there was like 5 cars there. I'm like, well, this is more people than I was expecting, but that's fine. I unloaded my e-bike, and a guy walked up to me and said, hey, I don't know what to tell. Like, I hate to tell you this and do what you want, but when I was here in turkey season, a guy was riding an e-bike in here, and he got fined when he came back out. And so there was some designation with certain trails that the DCNR has that you can't ride the bicycle on those trails, not any bicycle. And apparently the trail that I was so excited to ride my new e-bike on was one of those trails. And so all this money and excitement, and I ended up like walking in the morning anyway.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that stuff does have a funny way of happening. I actually have one of those stories. I think I'll save it for later, but Poppy and I one time learned the hard way about rules being unclear in a hunting situation. We did not get fined. We were not like, it wasn't, ended up maybe not being all bad, but it was one of those situations where we were sure that we were doing right, and we had no way to know that we weren't, but we found out that there was an issue with what we were up to.
Did you have a conversation with somebody?
We did, yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. We had a couple conversations, actually. I'll tell that one sometime. That's a pretty good one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and at the time, I was not sure if that guy was blowing smoke because he didn't want me to ride past him on the trail,
right?
Or what. But I think he was correct from what I've read. But it's one of those. I should find the picture of the signage to post for this because it's quite a bit of gray area the way it's worded.
Yeah.
So it's worded that it's open to all approved traffic, which the DCNR has approved bicycles, but there's specific signs that show a horse and a bicycle, and those are the ones you can ride your bike on. So it's not exactly
right,
cut and dry,
Well, and this actually, this does remind me of a story about you and I, Caitlin, where Caitlin, not long after we moved here, drew a Barbary sheep tag, or an aoudad tag. A lot of people call them aoudad here in New Mexico. We call them Barbary sheep. And we go and hunted that tag, and the first day we hunted, got up early, driving in there, all excited, had some folks point us in a direction, and got a flat tire on my pickup driving in.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And my 2006 Tundra has aluminum wheels. And Mark, I don't know if you've ever experienced when like an aluminum wheel kind of like welds itself on. You know what I mean?
You mean like it gets stuck to the rotor?
Yeah, like you take the lugs off, but you can't pull the wheel off. Well, I mean, we're on the middle of a terrible rocky road. I mean, just off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
And I beat on that rim with a rock till we finally got it off. Took, 5 times longer than changing a tire should. Anyway, we got in, we went one way up this canyon, looked way back across, and I saw these red spots, these reddish tan spots. Set the spotting scope up, looked at them. Sure enough, they're Barbary sheep, but there's a section of private land in there that's like a straight line between us. We can't take because we'd have to go across this private land. So anyway, spend the rest of the sheep kind of go over the hill, out of sight. We're like, okay, we know where they are. The next day we'll go in a different way. We'll try to be in there early in the morning. So we go in, and sure enough, I mean, it's like a 2-mile walk to get in there. And we see these sheep, and they're like we're now like on the other side of that one piece of private land. It's checkerboarded in there, so it's like another piece of private land. And the sheep are definitely on public, but they're kind of going over the ridge towards this other piece of private land.
Yeah.
And we start sneaking up the ridge, and it's like the sheep are just a couple hundred yards in front of us. Like this is going to happen. They sort of go over the ridge. We sneak up behind them. We're just about to come up over the ridge, and Caitlin stops me. And I'm like, do you see him? She's like, and she points, and I look over, and there's 2 dudes like 50 yards from us. And I'm like, oh my God, what? And there's no way that those guys got in there except that they crossed the corner, the public-private corner,
Mm-hmm.
which at the time in particular, it was not clear if that was legal. It's a little more clear now that at least in some states it is legal to cross those corners. But those guys had crossed that corner and they got in front of us, but they were actually really nice about it.
Yeah.
And the sheep ended up bedded like right on the private land boundary within like 100 yards.
Yeah.
And Caitlin, we were like 250.
350. No, we were 350.
It was too far to be confident that you could anchor one and it wouldn't go on to private.
Yep.
And so we let them shoot. But anyway, same thing. It's like, well, if it had been clear that rule, you know what I mean? Like, if we had really known, or if there had been clarity there, we could have easily gotten on those sheep way ahead of those guys. But
the day before,
right?
Perhaps.
So I appreciate what you're saying, Mark. It can sometimes really be hard when you're talking to other people. It's like, is this person just trying to keep me out of their spot, or something else? So
the other hunters that I ran into when I did use my bike were not impressed.
No,
the PA hunting public is not super happy about it. So that guy could have been throwing that at me just so just so he didn't see my bike on the trail.
Right.
Too.
Oh boy. All right. Well, you got any other stories you want to tell quick?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, we got a couple more.
I'm sure I'll think of some, but all right.
All right. Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. All right, Caitlin. I think we should call Mima and Poppy next.
Why?
Because I know that there's a story or two.
Okay. I thought you had a specific one in mind or something.
I do.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Hello?
Hello, Mima.
Hi, Mima.
Hello.
And Poppy.
Oh, it's both of you.
Hi, Keelan.
You guys are on the podcast.
Okay. Terrific.
Okay, so this week's idea, Mom, I think you heard this, but we went ice fishing today, and we were really excited to go ice fishing because we always are, and it's been a year since we've been able to go, and then it was terrible. So, or what would you say, Poppy?
What's that?
About the fishing, about the fishing today.
Fishing's always good, but the catching was poor.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, so the podcast idea is stories about outdoor adventures that didn't turn out the way that you expected them to. And
okay.
You guys had a mini adventure this weekend, right?
Yes. Yes.
Mima.
Is that what that was? Is that what that was?
Mima, what's your version of what happened?
Oh, it's going to be different than your father.
Well, that's the best kind of story. Just a 30-second version. What happened?
We got stuck in the snow, sideways. All we were trying to do was check out how the ice fishermen were doing and how much snow was on the lake. And going back the unplowed long lane as the undercarriage is scraping against the snow because you had to stay in the tracks. I said, that didn't sound good. And some guy in a truck was smart enough, dumb enough, a little of both, to just park his truck in the middle of the lane.
Somebody else.
Which meant we had to go off the unplowed to go around the truck.
Is that when things went sideways?
No, we were successful and got around him and got back onto the actual lane where you had to stay in the tire tracks. But we had to go all the way to the truck that was parked at the water. And you could tell that we weren't going to be able to turn around. At least I could tell. However,
Is Poppy still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
so somewhere in the backing up and attempting then to turn around it really went to hell in a handbasket. So,
But how are the fishermen doing?
Well, we didn't find that out till we were stuck.
Oh,
Well, that sounds like it was successful, though. You found out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, from that particular guy, he didn't give me any information whatsoever.
Oh.
So he's not too. But anyhow, I mean, what can I say? We go in. There are tracks in too. So that's probably not going to be so bad. There's tracks. But then there's this truck that she commented on, or she said, was parked right in the middle. So we had to go around it. So I thought, well, if I can get around it to the other side, there's tracks on the other side. It should be good over there. And started around his truck, and she said, and it was pretty rough going. And your mother said, "You're not going to get stuck, are we?" So at that point, what do I say? I'm not going to say yes, even though I thought there's a really good chance.
Now, I just want to
So
clarify.
I told her, no, we're not going to get stuck.
I would like to clarify one point here. When you say
What's
you
that?
had to go around him, your other option would have been to back up and bail
and
out.
go back to the
That's
back to
true.
the-
It could have gone backwards.
to the road and left.
You wouldn't have done that either.
Well, yeah. Well, who taught me to be the way that I am?
Yeah, well. So, but anyhow, I got around this truck and got back in the tracks, which weren't very good. And I started down towards the end. There's a turnaround down at the bottom end of this.
Which didn't exist because it wasn't plowed.
Oh.
Well, no, wait. Yeah, but there were tracks around the turnaround. But the problem was there was another truck parked in the turnaround spot
Uh-huh.
in the circle. It
Uh-huh.
was like a cul-de-sac
He was-
type thing.
But
He was parked, but you couldn't get around him.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, well, I got to get turned around here somewhere. And that's where the problem came in. There was no good place to turn around.
Oh
It
man.
came much sooner than
And I didn't want your mother to worry, so I didn't tell her we're in trouble.
Uh-huh. She couldn't figure that out on her own.
I was having flashbacks of 1974 on a beach.
So, well, but anyhow, yeah. So, and that's after we got stuck. That's what I reminded her of. We haven't been stuck since then. But then she did remind me that we were stuck one other time at your house in Montana.
I was thinking of that
That
too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, after Thanksgiving, the time that you said there's something wrong with the temperature in my gauge because it doesn't read anymore, and then you found out it didn't read below 24 degrees below zero.
Oh yeah.
So
It was
yeah.
so cold.
We did not make it far from the house that day. You made it much farther.
no, we
Yeah.
didn't. So
So, Mom, what experience did this experience remind you of? Because this, I feel like, is the outdoor experience that I was talking about.
Cape Hatteras?
Yeah, tell that
our
story.
honeymoon.
They
Our
told
honeymoon.
I think I did that on a previous podcast
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
we
tell
did.
tell the short version.
on happy marriages.
Actually, it's
it's
funny
all full
because
circle.
marriage keeps coming up in this conversation. To be perfectly honest,
Everybody we've talked to.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the brief of that was our honeymoon. We went to Cape Hatteras. The big sign said no vehicles on the beach that aren't 4-wheel drive. We were in a little mini Toyota pickup truck that did not have 4-wheel drive. But my newlywed husband assured me that our truck would go in the sand.
Yeah.
Long.
For better
I
or
probably
worse.
tried to convince her back then. You know,
We wouldn't get stuck.
I wasn't going to say yes. We're going to get stuck.
Right.
So, but anyhow, we had wide tires and the whole works, but it all worked out.
Yeah.
We made friends out of the deal.
Right.
On the beach.
Yeah.
Back to yesterday, I don't think we made friends with two sons and adoptive son Davey, who had to all come to our rescue.
Yeah.
So it's simple.
And we were getting closer and closer to the lake, by the way.
No, that
The
was
back
never
end.
a worry.
Oh, well, for you, it wasn't a worry. I was going to bail out of the car if you tried it one more time.
Yeah.
Because I saw us not just needing rescued from the road, I saw us needing rescued from the lake, which it probably would have sunk, even though you said, oh, it's really frozen. How much does the car weigh?
It's been below zero for a long time. They probably would have held us.
I'm glad we called you guys.
Yeah, so anyhow, well, I wasn't really stuck. I just didn't have a shovel. Davey, my adopted son, or whatever we call it, your other brother.
Our other brother, Davey.
Your other brother showed up with a shovel, and he's all I needed. He shoveled a little bit, and we got out. We didn't need the other brothers.
Now, I heard from Kaylee today as he was spinning the tires again in reverse. Matt said to her, what the hell's he doing? He's going to end up in the lake.
Oh, boy.
But anyhow, to try to divert this a little bit, we left there and met up at the main parking lot at this lake and at Speedwell. And I talked to another guy that was on the ice, and he had a rather nice crappie, and he claimed that he caught a 5-pound brown trout.
Oh, then it was.
And by the way, that lane and parking lot were well plowed.
Yes.
Maybe you should have checked that one out first.
The smart ice fishermen were at that location.
That's where the guys that aren't as dedicated go, right, Dad?
Right. We were there earlier, by the way.
The really good ice fishermen go to the harder spot to get to, where you got to get stuck.
That's right. That's right. So, you don't take any chances in life. You're never going to find the really good spots.
There you go. I say all the time, no guts, no glory.
That's right.
Right.
You know what I learned?
What?
From yesterday's experience? In 6 weeks shy of 52 years, he still makes the same stupid mistakes, and I still trust and believe him.
Yeah, if that doesn't sum up marriage, I don't know what does.
At least they're not different mistakes, right?
Right. All right. Well.
Oh, good. We won't be alive for the next time you try to do that.
Oh boy.
It's 55 years.
Well, you got
Okay.
You'll have to get her stuck again soon, Dad.
All right. Well, we'll try.
All right. Thanks for talking to us.
Okay. Have a good one.
Love you
You
guys.
too.
Love you guys.
both.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Caitlin.
I thought of another story.
Okay.
All this talk about things not going as planned in marriage, in honeymoons.
Oh no.
And it made me think of our honeymoon when we went to Nicaragua, like 2 years after we were married. We postponed our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And we're staying at this beautiful spot on the beach on the Pacific coast, and did some fishing, did some other stuff. But one of the things we signed up for
Oh my God.
was a horseback ride.
You are so right. I can't believe we've never told that story.
I mean, my memory is that there was a pamphlet, with a beautiful woman on a horse standing in the water,
Right.
like, go on this beach horseback ride.
Yep.
And we like horseback riding, so yeah, it just seemed like, well, this would be a fun thing for us to go do. And we signed up for it and got in the car. It was a very nice tour guide
Yep.
that accompanied us. We didn't exactly understand where we were going to be going, but, it was a resort and we kind of trusted.
Well, and I had asked them, because we found another horseback riding operation
Right.
that was in this little town.
Yep.
And I had asked them, like, all I knew is the name of the town. So I asked them if that was where we were going.
Yes.
And they were like, yes.
Right.
Because this place had a beautiful website, ride through the jungle, howler monkeys down to the beach, picnic.
Right. Yep.
The whole thing. They're like, yep.
That's what this is.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. I don't think that was the same place.
No, that was not the same place. This one we drove through. I'll never forget it. We drove through the little town, and I'm pretty sure I saw the turnoff to the place that I was thinking we were going. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw a sign
Yeah,
that I
you're like,
recognized.
uh-oh.
Right? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that looked like it.
Maybe we're going in the back entrance.
Right. And then we go through the little town,
Yeah.
and then we like turn onto a 2-track,
Uh-huh.
and then turn onto like another much worse 2-track.
Right.
And then you're almost just driving through a field.
Yeah, with occasional small abodes.
Right. And there's a cinder block building, like a 15 by 15 cinder block building with 4 horses tied out front.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy.
And I just remember looking at those horses, like thinking, they don't look that happy to see us.
No, they were skinny. Like, we saw a lot of real skinny horses.
Yeah.
And I'm a big feller.
And they did put you on the biggest horse.
Yeah.
So it was you and me, and then the resort guide.
Yep.
And then the man with the horses.
Right. Young guy.
Yeah.
He had like a Cape Hatteras parasailing shirt on.
Okay.
You remember that? And
No,
I
I
asked
don't.
him about it, and he said, yeah, he worked there sometimes.
Huh.
But anyway.
Yep. So, I don't know. It kind of felt like we were just in the middle of nowhere. Like, there were no trees.
No.
There was no ocean.
Right.
There was a lot of sand, dirt.
Yep.
And here we were.
So it's like, all right, mount up. There's your horse.
Like, all right, well, I guess eventually we're going to get to the beach, right?
I was skeptical.
So we get back on the horses. We get on the horses and we start working back through town.
Yep.
Kind of the way we drove in. Get to the main drag and we're riding horses through the town. And then, but we were going pretty fast. And I remember, I've ridden horses before and have trotted before and all that. So I wasn't like freaking out by any means. But I remember thinking, this is, different, a little bit bouncy. But we must just be trying to get through town to get to the good spot. So we're trotting through town, and then our main guide, not the resort feller, but the cowboy, I think he turned around or something and told me to stop because I think I was right behind him.
Yeah.
And he said, stop, I've got to go down here. He had to like drive down some other lane, ride down some other lane. So, and there were a couple people there right at that time.
I remember an old man like sitting there in a crate.
Yeah.
I think he was sitting on a crate.
Yep.
And he had a machete.
Yep.
And he's like got the point of the machete in the dirt.
Yep.
And like you said, the guy turned around and said something to you.
Mm-hmm. I knew I was supposed to stay. I don't know
Okay.
what he said. I just know he was going to turn that way. He wanted me to stay there.
Right.
So I'm trying to get my horse to stay, and he takes off on his horse, and my horse does not want to stay. My horse wants to follow him.
Right.
And so my horse, even though I'm holding back on the reins, he starts taking a few steps.
And that old man lifted that machete up and just put that machete right in front of that horse.
Yeah.
Like, not the blade side towards him, the flat side towards
Right.
him. But it was just such a cool as a cucumber. That old
Oh,
man
right.
was just like, nope,
Yeah.
you're not going up there.
And the horse respected that.
Right. And then the guy was gone for like 5 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and he came back.
And we were trotting again.
And we have no idea what that was about.
No.
Right.
It was a little weird.
A little sketchy.
So we start trotting again and keep trotting and keep trotting and trotting.
We trotted those horses. I don't know how far we went in like 2 hours, but it was far.
Yeah.
It
Well, it was a long way to get to the beach at
it
that
was
point.
like 85 degrees or 90 degrees
Uh-huh.
and humid.
Yep.
And I did take a pair of jeans because I knew we were going to ride horses.
Yeah.
I was so chafed.
And we were just on roads. Like, we didn't go on any little, like, path
No.
through the trees or anything. We just stayed on roads the whole time.
Until we got to the beach.
Yeah.
And then we trotted up the beach. And then at one point, he was like, you want to stop for pictures? And we're like, oh, my God, yes, please.
Yeah.
I just remember my horse stopped and splayed his legs out
Yes.
with me still on him, heaving. This poor
The
skinny
poor
horse.
Well, yeah, and you were in the back. That thing couldn't hardly keep up.
Right.
It was that was sad.
And then it was like, take 3 pictures on the beach. Good? Yes? Go. Oh, my God. That was that was the worst horseback riding experience of my entire life.
Yeah, and if people haven't done that before, like gotten on horses and trotted, then they may not appreciate how uncomfortable that could be.
Right.
But it really was. I mean, just imagine you're sitting on a wagon basically and just bouncing for.
Yeah, and I was reasonably comfortable trotting a horse. You know, like I mean, I was doing a lot of horseback work at the time.
Well, comfortable like I'm not going to get hurt. This is okay, but
right,
not comfortable
like I,
this feels great.
Right, like I know how to do this.
Yeah.
But like I had never trotted a horse for 2 hours before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You just bounce, 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 bounce.
But you know what? As rough a shape as we were in at the end of that poor guide from the lodge.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
He was short and stocky, as I recall.
Yeah. He didn't look like he maybe got on horses too much.
No, I don't think he had a lot of horseback riding experience.
He was really nice and pleasant, but
Yes.
yeah, he wasn't that happy.
I think he was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a good one. That was that horseback ride.
That was not what was expected.
That was not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. I want to call GT.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, GT.
How's it going?
Good. You got a minute?
Yeah. Heard you didn't get any fish today.
Well, that's kind of what we want to talk about. You're on the podcast with Caitlin.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, cool. Hi, Caitlin.
Everybody loves being on the podcast.
Yeah.
We're having
Yeah.
we're actually having a lot of fun today. I
Is
mean,
this podcast like, are you ending relationships over this podcast?
I got to tell you, marriage keeps coming up. Okay, so we thought after our experience today of being so excited to go ice fishing and not catching anything, the idea is outdoor experiences that you were excited about and then didn't turn out the way you thought they would.
Huh.
And one specific one came up I'll ask you to tell, and then if you have any others, we can fill in.
Okay.
So the one that I like so much from your family is the Rainy Lake houseboat one.
Yeah.
So talk about the expectation and the reality of that.
Sure. So Rainy Lake, northern Minnesota, at the border of Canada and Minnesota in the Boundary Waters area, which is an absolutely pristine camping, canoeing destination. I decided one year that we couldn't do the camping thing with kids, but we could. I found out you could rent a houseboat up there and kind of cruise around through all the flowages and waterways and things
You
like that.
couldn't
in a
do it with the
houseboat.
kids, or you couldn't do camping thing with mom.
Well, no, it's with mom. Kids was fine.
Which a houseboat is basically just a floating camper.
Of course.
It depends
Yeah,
on the
right.
houseboat.
Right.
But so I don't know how exactly that I convinced Denise that this wasn't going to be like our experience. No, this is different, Denise. We're out in nature and it's on the lake and it's beautiful and it won't have any of those with the RV going to Yosemite years before. But anyway, so we rented a houseboat at Rainy Lake Houseboats, which was really cool. And I showed Denise the pictures. There's this beautiful houseboat, it looked like it was brand spanking new, like a little mini cruise ship, really, really nice.
Basically a yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a yacht in the North Woods. Who doesn't want to experience that?
Right.
Yeah. So then we realized that the yacht in the North Woods was big enough that we could also invite some other people. So we invited to go with us. Because Patty likes to fish and Casey likes, I don't know what Casey likes, but I think it's
He likes boats.
I think he likes
He's a boat
he
guy.
likes boats. He's a boats with motor kind of guy. Yeah. So we planned this trip and went up and rented a houseboat and got up there and started bringing our stuff down this long dock. And I remember Denise, as we're walking down the dock, she's looking and there's houseboat tied up that they rent out from there. and every houseboat that you walked by had about, a dozen cases of beer stacked on the front of it, each one.
Well, that's important.
That's important. So number one was, wait a minute, the only people doing this are, like guys that want to go fishing. That's all who's on these houseboats.
Right.
And that was her first observation. Like, wow, there's a lot of beer on all these boats. And
I think the boat from the pictures was there, but it was on the other side of the dock, and there was only one of those. But
that's right. There's only one of those. And then we got to our boat, and our boat was not pictured like the boat in the picture at all. If you think of, was it National Lampoon Vacation or something?
Yeah.
Where like it's the 1967 RV on water, know.
Yep.
Brown and orange stripes on the side, just like you picture in 1968 or maybe 72.
It was a sport family truckster.
Yeah, it was a sport family truckster, exactly, on water. And so that was what we walked up to the boat. We were like, okay, we can do this. That's fine. But then the funny thing was that at that moment, as we're getting on the boat, Casey and Patty both declare, hey, guess what? We've decided on this vacation we're going to quit smoking. Because you guys don't like smoking anyway, and so we're just going to quit and on this boat. And I remember Denise turns to Patty and she goes, you are not quitting smoking on my vacation. And she made her go back and buy a carton of cigarettes at the bait shop.
Oh, man.
No. She goes, no, this vacation's not starting right already. So you are not going to quit
seen
smoking
enough to know
that
this is a bad idea.
Yeah. So that's before we even got on the boat. All of that.
But then the boat functioned perfectly, right? Mechanically perfect.
Yeah. No, it did not. The motor broke. We were back there wrenching on the motor. Casey had a little bit of a sense of what to do. He's owned some larger boats in the past, and so he had a little bit of an idea, but I didn't really. But the boat wouldn't start. We'd stop places, the boat wouldn't. And there's so many different things. Like we get in the boat, it gets to be night, and we're kind of cruising, trying to find our way to, I don't know where we were trying to get to even. I don't even remember. But I do remember that the storms came up and we're trying to get the boat through these narrow, rocky little channels with, waves and splashing, and it's dark and you can't see anything. And Casey and I are cursing at the top of our lungs at each other.
As brothers do.
As brothers do, swearing about, we don't know where you're going. We got to go this way. It was that kind of a thing, And honestly, we were like just moments from crashing into boulders and because you've got these buried boulders everywhere in the dark. And it was ridiculous. Really ridiculous. And Caitlin, do you remember catching a lot of fish while we were there?
No.
I don't remember catching any fish, by the way, just to link it back to your day today.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure we must have caught some fish, but I don't remember.
Well, there was one day
it.
somebody came out and met us and took you and I, like a guy met us at our houseboat and took us out.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if we caught fish or not.
I think I don't remember either. It's like my only thing in my mind is all these other moments of this experience that somehow, even though fishing was supposed to be part of it, I don't even remember fishing.
Do you remember?
But it's beautiful up there.
Do you remember sitting at the, we play cards a lot with Casey and Patty. So do you remember sitting at that table playing cards, or even eating dinner, and then you'd hear like every 5 minutes the sound.
Yeah, it sounded like something spitting at you.
Yeah.
Which was what?
Yeah. Well, it was like, you had this lovely little dining area. Like you could put 3 or 4 people at a little table like a little kitchenette inside this houseboat.
Right.
But what up over the dining room table was a dispenser that intermittently sprayed something out. And it turns out it was, mosquito repellent.
So it's spray and waft over the entire table and then settle on your plate.
This cloud of mosquito
DEET.
repellent of DEET would spray out as you were eating dinner.
Oh man,
it was a lovely thing. We laughed about that pretty much. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, it's
but then but really to really appreciate the joy of spending time with Casey and Patty on a vacation, you have to fast forward like 6 months, because it was Christmas that year. After we came back we did that trip and everybody forgot about it. And about 6 months, at Christmas time, we get a package in the mail, and it's stamped, is mail from Canada. From Rainy Lake House.
Yeah, I think
Canadian.
so.
I don't know. Yeah, and so
it was from Rainy Lake. It was
House.
from the Rainy Lake Resort.
Yeah, the Rainy Lake Resort sends us a package at Christmas time, and we're like, "What the heck is that?" And it's stamped. It's got Canadian stamps on it and all this stuff. And wow, okay. So we open it up, and there's a letter inside on their stationery, and from the Rainy Lake Houseboat Company. And they have this long letter telling us about how much they appreciated us as customers, and they hoped we had a great experience on Rainy Lake houseboats, and and on all these nice things in this letter. And then at the end of it says, and we wanted to give you a little gift as a token of our appreciation. Hope you'll come back to Rainy Lake houseboats. And you pull out the paper in the box, and inside is one of these sprayers of DEET.
that doesn't sound like it was from Rainy Lake Resort.
It doesn't, does it? So this is my sister-in-law, though. My sister-in-law, who maybe has the most fine-tuned sense of humor of anybody in our family, I think. Don't you, Caitlin?
Oh, yeah. She's a trickster.
Yeah. She's a trickster. And so she had found one of these things, bought it, packed it up, called the people at Rainy Lake, convinced them to give her some stationery, sent it all, that she typed the letter on, sent it all up to them, and then had them mail it from Canada so that it would look like it was officially coming from them.
Oh man.
Yeah, she really thought it through. That's maybe the best memory of that trip.
And I guess I think that's kind of the point of the episode, is that sometimes these experiences that don't meet our expectations really end up being formative memories, right? They're often funny in hindsight, and
it takes formative insofar as it's convinced Denise never to ever do any kind of outdoor camping experience of any kind.
Yeah, I think that probably was the final nail in the coffin for the camper.
That was the nail in the coffin. That was the nail in the coffin for her. She was all done with anything that didn't involve room service.
Oh man.
On the trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Tim.
No, yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is great. We've I think we're going to wrap it up, but we've talked to Matt, we talked to Mark, we talked to Mom and Dad, we talked to you, we told some of our own stories.
Everybody's got a story,
don't they?
Man, and marriage has come up repeatedly.
Yeah, no, and for most everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, travel safe. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple days.
All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Well, Caitlin, thanks for doing another podcast with me.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. As always, you can find all of our content on our website, www.outdoorruhls.com. We've got the Instagram page there, @OutdoorRuhls. You can see us over on Facebook. Podcasts are out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, as well as up on YouTube. As always, we absolutely love to hear from you. We really appreciate if you leave us a comment on any of the platforms or give us a review. Or if you want to reach out, send us an email, outdoorruhls@gmail.com. Thanks again, Caitlin.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Love you.
Hunting and fishing, the great outdoors, mixing history, laughter, love, and folklore, creating memories with family and friends. These are the trophies that matter in the end. Outdoor Ruhls.